Meta stock just released their earnings, and guys, Meta is falling after hours. So in this video, I'm going to be going over Meta's earnings. I'm going to be breaking down everything that you need to know about this earnings report. Then I'm going to be showing you my intrinsic value calculations for Meta going forward, and also show you my portfolio and how I'm going to assess this situation with Meta going forward in terms of my portfolio and my holdings in Meta. So with that being said, let's not waste your time. Let's get right into Meta's earnings. If we take a look at Meta, guys, right now the stock is down about 6%, but at its lowest it was down nearly 10%. So this stock is getting hammered after hours. Let's take a look at that earnings coming out from Meta and why the stock is falling. And if we go ahead and take a look at purely the income statement right now, I do an earnings grade for these companies right when they release their earnings. And if you want to go check it out, it's for free in my Discord. The link's in the description, and go ahead, check it out. It is completely free. And if we take a look here, this is Meta's earnings, guys. So purely on the income statement, I'm giving this a D plus. This was pretty poor coming from Meta. The reason I say this, look at all the red in this report, guys. So right here we have 28% revenue growth. The top line sales continue to grow pretty fast, which is expected from Meta with this huge investment in AI. However, look at the cost of revenue. 33% growth, which is faster than the revenue. You don't like to see that. Research and development grew 67%. That makes sense because that takes into account the AI infrastructure and stuff like that for their research into AI. But we obviously don't like to see it growing that fast. We'd want to see a better return on our investment with that right now. Obviously, we want to see that right now. It's not materializing as of yet, as we can see with these numbers. Marketing and sales only grew 15% for the expenses, so that's at least good. The general and administrative, though, grew 111%. But there's one thing about this, guys. While it did grow 111%, $2.5 billion was from legal fees. So it's a one-time expense. It's not as big of a deal as these other numbers because that's a one-time expense, the 111% growth. So it should be back down to that $2 to $3 billion for the upcoming quarter. So keep that in mind when you're just looking at the expenses. But nonetheless, total cost and expenses grew 55%. That is pretty horrendous with how slow in comparison to the revenue growth. I'm not saying the revenue growth didn't grow good at all. It grew pretty well, 28%. But in comparison, a little bit disappointing. So the income from operations actually came in negative year over year growth, which is obviously not a good sign. And the net income actually came in even worse than the income from operations due to a little bit higher taxes, income taxes. Finally, if we take a look at the earnings per share, also declined 14%, and the average shares outstanding actually increased. So now Meta is starting to dilute shareholders. We've seen this with these hyperscalers so they can generate more money to invest back into the infrastructure of their company, which personally I don't love that about Meta or any of these companies. I don't like how they're diluting shareholders to really invest a lot into AI, but I can kind of understand it. Right now, what I have to say about Meta here is hopefully we see this materialize soon. That is the biggest reason why these stocks are suppressed. Now, if we take a look at some of the other key metrics coming out from Meta with this earnings report here, first, let's take a look at the family daily active people. This is all of the daily active users that use Meta's family of apps, in which they own Instagram, they own obviously Facebook, they also own WhatsApp, Messenger, and Threads. So these are the daily active users on those platforms. This has actually increased. So this is better from last quarter where it actually was one of the first times it decreased. We saw an increase of 3% year over year, up to 3.6 billion daily active users. So that is pretty positive coming from Meta. If we take a look at ad impressions also did pretty well. Delivered across our family of apps increased by 14% year over year. The average price per ad also doing pretty well, up 12% year over year. So far, these statistics do look good though. Comparatively to the actual income statement, it's not, this is really proving that Meta should have done a lot better. If they just cut back their expenses and their rapid spending, this could have been a pretty decent earnings. The revenue obviously grew 28%, as we saw. Cost and expenses, as we said, also grew 55%. And like I was saying earlier, there was some extra additive expenses from legal problems, just over $3 billion worth. So that's something to keep in mind. The over about $3 billion of expenses were technically one-time things. That was from number one, legal problems, and then number two, the expenses in connection with the May 2026 headcount reduction. So those are a little bit exaggeration in the earnings numbers, but nonetheless, it's still a charge for Meta, but at least it's not going to be a recurring charge and expense. Capital expenditures, as we can see, $31.08 billion. That's still pretty hefty. The capital return program looks pretty solid with the dividends and all that good stuff. Long-term debt, though, up to $83 billion. So they continue to increase that debt to finance these AI infrastructure. So that's a bit of a red flag I also have with Meta going on. I don't love the amount of debt that they continue to pour in to this. One thing I do want to point out though is the free cash flow was still actually positive for this quarter, 784 million, as opposed to a company like Google, which was negative free cash flow. So at least that is a positive coming out from this company. We can see the headcount actually did decrease this quarter year over year. The other thing I do want to show you is the revenue guidance. So this is another thing that's a bit negative from Meta, 61 to 64 billion dollars for this third quarter upcoming 2026. The reason why this is a bit negative is because they actually were expecting around 63.5 billion dollars. That's around what analysts were expecting for this upcoming quarter in the third quarter, and this is a bit lower than what we wanted, obviously, as we can see here. So that's something that's not good there. We're raising the lower end of our expense outlook. This is another thing that people are going to be looking at. They're expecting full year expenses to be 165 to 169 billion, guys. Also, they are raising CapEx to be in the range of 130 to 145 billion dollars, which their outlook was previously 125 to 145 billion. So it's still kind of in that range, but they're definitely going to expect a little bit bigger of an increase. So that is the main problems with Meta right now. So if I go over the main problems with this report from Meta, it's pretty obvious what it is. It's just mainly the expenses. The expenses are getting out of hand, and additionally with those extra one-off expenses, it's making this earnings look even worse than it is. I'm not saying this earnings was good at all. I personally think this was pretty poor coming from Meta, guys. But nonetheless, if this investment does pay off, which it seems like it probably will be able to, but it's still obviously not definite. It's probably 50-50 if this investment, or maybe a little bit more than 50-50. You just have to think, do you believe that this investment will pay off for the future for these companies? If you do believe AI in this investment will pay off, then it looks like a pretty good time to buy. But if you don't think that is, then you should be staying away from this company because of this excess, huge amounts of spend on AI. The expenses, I also do believe, as a big shareholder in Meta, it's getting a little out of hand from this company. And I'm hoping they start to slow this down in 2027. And I do want to add this one thing. If you are a shareholder, do not expect Meta just to randomly shoot up or do very well in the upcoming year. I expect still pretty bad returns, honestly. I don't expect good returns coming from the upcoming months, but once we do start to see a few good quarters where we're reducing expenses and really growing that revenue growth and net income alongside it, we're going to see a huge soar in the stock price. That's my personal opinion. Now I'm going to be using my intrinsic value calculator, guys, to get a sense of how much I think we can make on Meta if we bought in today. So looking at Meta, we have to do some assumptions. First, we have to do the revenue growth. And with the revenue growth, looking at what analysts are expecting. Analysts are expecting for 2026 to grow 26%. Then 2027, they're expecting near 20% growth, 17%, 16%, and then 13%. So they definitely expect deceleration in revenue growth, which makes sense as the expenses start to slow down. Once they decelerate their CapEx spend, we're going to see slower growth. That's just basically the laws of numbers. Unless something crazy happens, normally when expenses start to slow up, revenue growth will also start to slow up in terms of growth rates. Now, with that in mind, inputting some assumptions here, I'm going to do 24% for this year, this upcoming year. For the year after that, I'm going to expect, let's say, a pretty big deceleration to 18%. Then I'm going to do 16% growth, then 13%, and then let's do 11% growth coming from Meta. So I'm actually expecting slower growth than what analysts are expecting. And with that being said, I get about a $477 billion in revenue. Future profit margin, right now their profit margin has taken a nosedive. But we do have to keep in mind, they are definitely almost 1000% chance that Meta is going to start to reduce their their expenses in the future. Once they start to reduce those expenses, that in turn will give us a better profit margin, but see slower revenue growth. So it's a trade-off going in the future. But nonetheless, I'm going to put a 35% profit margin. That is pretty fair for Meta. Right now, it's near that area. Future PE ratio, if we do expect this company to grow about 11% revenue growth in the future, I would say a fair PE ratio would be mid-20s. I'll give them a 25 PE ratio. And for the buybacks, guys, I expect them to start to dilute shareholders at about 1 or 2%. So if I just put 1% dilution, I still get a 25% estimated CAGR for the next 5 years and a future stock price of $1,800 in 5 years. And with that being said, that is why I'm invested in Meta. Right now, I do have to say I'm pretty disappointed with this earnings, but I do think that Meta is really starting to invest for the future, and we're going to see maybe a year or even two of some pretty poor returns. But after the market starts to realize this is going to help the business out in the long run, this is going to be better for these companies. That's my personal opinion with Meta. Let me just show you my position in Meta right now. So if we take a look at my position right now in Meta, I have 18 shares at about an average price of $562. So my market value is almost $10,500 in this company. I've invested almost exactly $10,000 into Meta. After this earnings, we're going to probably see my portfolio do probably a lot worse. Because of Meta, we will see this probably break even or even down on Meta. And if we take a look at my allocation, I have 30% in Meta. And I know people in the comments are going to say that's too much into one company. I personally don't believe that, especially if you're a younger person like me at 18 years old. I'm willing to put a lot more risk into one singular company that I do believe in. So that's my opinion in my basically coverage on Meta's earnings, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 7,000 subscribers. Please subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below. And once again, if you want to go check out the Discord, it is free, link is in the description. You get earnings grades. You can also talk to like-minded investors, and there's about 250 investors in there. So please go ahead, check it out, and see ya.